Hey, Miles here, milesbecker.com. This video is going to help you understand when is the timing right for you to add on marketing automation to your business. My previous video covered 3 of the marketing automations that I've created that helped me generate an additional $100,000 last year in my business. But here's the thing with marketing automations. Your business needs to be at a certain level in order for them to really work for you. And I found, and I can tell in the comments from that video, that a lot of people are trying to add on too much tech and too many automations way too early. You might be automating the wrong things, and or you just might not have the lead flow and customer flow to get a return on the time and expense from putting that all together. So how do you know when the timing is right for you to get marketing automation going? Well, there's 3 main metrics that you can look at. There's your revenue, right? And I would actually probably go deeper into your profits. There's your lead flow. How many leads per day, each and every day, are you bringing in? You can look at that from a monthly window as well. And then what is your customer flow? How many new customers are you bringing in each and every week, each and every day, each and every month? Now you're going to choose the time frame that works best for you, but here's the kind of idea that you need to walk away with. Number 1, on the revenue. So I hired on a gentleman named Dave Wooding from IntegratePro.com. He's helped me build my membership program. He's helped me, not only helped me, he's physically implemented all of these different marketing automations that I talked about in the previous video. He's my guy who makes sure my automations work correctly and that they run correctly each and every time. I can't figure this stuff out, to be perfectly honest with you. Inside of ActiveCampaign, in their automations, it blows my mind. It requires someone with an engineering degree, in my personal opinion, to set this stuff up. And Dave is an ex-electrical engineer who turned internet marketer and consultant in the late 90s. So he's the perfect guy for this for me. So I get to email him little hand-drawn pictures of what I want to happen and text files, and he actually goes and integrates it. And I've got him on a retainer at $500 per month, each and every month, whether I'm using his services or not. So is your cash flow in a situation where the thought of adding on a $500 per month help individual, is that cash flow good enough to where that's like a drop in the bucket, to where that's not a big thing at all? Mine is, and I started this I started going down the path of turning on marketing automations when I was making about $40,000 to $50,000 per month. I was kind of hovering in that range a couple of years ago, and that's when I decided to reinvest. Before that point, it's so important for me to communicate this with you. I had one follow-up sequence that took people through a series of 10 emails. There was no fancy if this then that type solution within it. When they were done, they got placed onto a broadcast segment, and that's it. There was no cart abandonment going on. There was no fancy retargeting of any sorts going on beyond running simple Facebook ads, and we were able to absolutely crush it in our business. We stayed so focused in those early years, and that was literally 6 years into growing our business, maybe 7. We stayed so focused in those early years on growing our list and bringing in new customers, and everything that distracted us from putting out new offers, writing copy, essentially creating new emails, new opt-ins, split testing our copy, split testing our opt-ins, everything that distracted us from that got removed because it's all about the growth of the list and it's all about the growth of those customer numbers. So then the second one is how many customers are you bringing in per month? Now this is really partly a function on your traffic source as well. So for me, I have 2 main sources for my leads that come in on my main business that runs these automations. Number 1 is organic traffic from Google. They see our pop-up and our ribbon that has generated over 300,000 leads in the last couple of years. And then number 2 is the Facebook pay-per-click advertising. So I'm paying for ads. I spend probably upwards about $6,000 or $7,000 a month right now on average. Some months it gets up to about 10 grand a month. That's what I'm paying right now. So all said and done, I'm generating somewhere around 10,000 leads each and every month. Now, out of 10,000 leads, the law of large numbers starts to take over. And if I can get an increased conversion by 10% more conversions from a list of 10,000 per month, that actually is a noteworthy number, right? That's 1,000 new people if it's 10%. If you're only bringing in 100 people through your systems each month, and you're getting 100 leads each and every month, and you get 10% more, that's really only going to be 10 more taking a specific action. And if that action earns you $50, then that's another $500 a month. It might pay for Dave break even, but it's not going to pay for all of the different systems and tools and time required to put that all together, right? So I had such a strong lead flow that I was able to get a maximized return on the time and energy built. So all that build out is continuing to give me value month after month after month, because this lead flow I built over the course of 6 or 7 years of brute force hard work growing an audience is now paying dividends. Then the other side is on the cash flow side. You need to be having enough new customers coming in. This is obviously what generates the cash flow, but just flat out the number of customers coming in. If you're bringing in 100 new customers per month and you're seeing something like a 1% conversion rate, this means 99% of people making it to your sales page, and or probably about 50+% of the people who make it to your checkout page are not purchasing. In fact, most checkout pages convert about 10 to 15% of visitors into customers, which means 85% of your potential customers are leaving the checkout page. Now, do you have 100 people looking at your checkout page per month, or do you have 5,000 people looking at your checkout pages per month? We've brought in tens upon tens of thousands of customers within my business, and we still bring in thousands and thousands of customers within my business. So getting this little bump of 10% here, 12% there actually creates large numbers due to how kind of big the volume of leads and the volume of customers is within our business. So that's where I'm at with it. And I wanted to make sure and put up this clarifying video that a lot of people get too focused on marketing automation way too early. They're not bringing in much more than 10 or 20 leads per day. And then they go in to set up all these fancy automations to move the subscriber over to this subsegment and then move them over to that subsegment. But over the course of the month, you maybe have 50 or 100 people visiting each and every one of these subsegments. With a 1% conversion rate, that might generate one new customer each. Are you willing to put in hundreds of hours for one new customer? Maybe you could get it done in dozens of hours, right? But to write all of those different email copies, to map it all out, to put the pages up, to put those special offers in the right places, it's a lot of work to implement this stuff. So you just need to know if it's ready, or if you're ready for it, and if it has the chance of generating a return on investment. Tim Conley, who I've had on the channel, he's a consultant and he's helped a lot of agencies grow. He has said multiple times that way too many people automate too quickly. They end up automating the wrong things. They don't know actually what's going to work. They don't have enough data, and they haven't really proven the system before they go off with all of this fancy automation. So if you're just building out organic content, you're growing your blog, you're growing your YouTube channel, and then you're growing your list and you're growing by 10 people a day, 20 people a day, good on you. Stick with it. Stay focused on the audience growth side of things, because what happens is you reach a point where your compounded efforts go so big that your leads and your list just starts to grow by hundreds a day, by thousands each and every month. And at that point, you're in a position to start to look at your follow-up sequence and ask those types of questions of, if I'm able to get 10% of these people to take another specific action, and then 5% of those people actually convert, what is that going to do for my bottom line? Run these hypotheticals with your actual numbers that are coming through your system to see if that only means maybe 2 or 3, maybe 5 or 10 new customers per month. It's not really worth it at that point in time. It's more worth your time to grow your audience and grow your list bigger. But if you're looking at these numbers and you're like, man, over 1,000 people a month would probably see that subsegment, and then 5% of that, which is, I believe, 200 people, 20 people, 200 people, that would then be a noteworthy amount in that sort of a situation. So actually it would be 50 people in that situation with my rough napkin math off the cuff here with you. That's really the key, is just to know that I don't think that marketing automation is something you do from the get-go. I think it's something you do when you have a very high lead flow, you have a very consistent customer flow, you're bringing in hundreds upon hundreds of customers each and every month, and then you've got the cash flow going in a way, you're making 10, 20 grand a month, so you can invest to get somebody to put this all together for you. You write the copy, you plan it out, you lay it out, you pass it off to somebody to implement it all, because ultimately you got to keep that customer flow, that traffic system, that lead system, and your conversion mechanisms up and running. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, get at me in the comments. I thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.